My grandfather spent 60 years searching for a treasure that no one had ever seen. Most people believed he was chasing gold, but when he died, he left behind only an old compass, a faded map, and a mystery that would change my life forever. It wasn't an inheritance, it was an invitation. That night, I searched every page of my grandfather's journal. Most of it made no sense. Strange symbols, forgotten places, and handwritten notes from decades of travel. Then I found a map with a single location circled in red: Iceland. Beneath it, 6 words changed everything. The journey begins where fire meets ice. I couldn't explain it, but something about that map refused to leave my mind. Within 2 weeks, I resigned from my job, packed a single backpack, and booked a one-way flight to Iceland. I wasn't chasing treasure anymore. I was chasing the truth my grandfather had spent a lifetime trying to uncover. 2 days later, I arrived in Iceland, a land where fire and ice existed side by side. According to my grandfather's map, the first clue was hidden somewhere along these lonely black volcanic shores. I had no idea what I was looking for, only that this was where his journey had truly begun. The map led me to a forgotten sea cave carved into the volcanic cliffs. Deep inside, hidden beneath centuries of stone and silence, I found strange symbols etched into the wall. They weren't random. They were directions, left by someone who had walked this path long before me. Following the markings, I reached a frozen canyon where fire and ice had shaped the land for thousands of years. That's when I realized my grandfather hadn't hidden clues in random places. Every location had been chosen for a reason. This wasn't a treasure hunt anymore. It was a puzzle stretching across the world. That night, I pieced together everything I had discovered. The symbols, the map, the journal, it all pointed to one conclusion. Iceland was never the destination. It was only the first key. Hidden beneath the final page was another clue. And this time, it pointed thousands of miles away, to the ancient mountains of Peru. 3 days later, I stood high above the Andes Mountains in Peru. My grandfather had traveled halfway across the world to reach this place decades before me. If the journal was right, the next piece of the puzzle wasn't hidden in gold or stone. It was hidden in the history of an ancient civilization. Hidden deep inside an abandoned temple, I found another message carved into stone. It wasn't a map, it was a warning. My grandfather hadn't been following clues to treasure. He had been following the footsteps of an ancient civilization that believed true wealth could never be buried. It could only be discovered. At the end of the chamber, I found what was my grandfather's journal. That's when I realized he had walked through this very room years before me and chose to leave everything behind. Inside the journal was a single page written in my grandfather's handwriting. It read, "If you're standing here, you've already discovered what countless others never did. They came searching for treasure, but I came searching for truth. Gold can make a man rich, but only the journey can make him wise." My grandfather hadn't been alone. His journal revealed that other treasure hunters had followed the clues too. Deep inside the chamber, a final confrontation broke out. He managed to protect the greatest secrets, but the gold disappeared forever. He never made it back. Every country, every challenge, and every person he met had left him with something far more valuable than gold. And for the first time, I realized my journey had only just begun. As I turned to leave, I noticed a hidden stone shelf tucked behind the chamber wall. Inside were books no one had touched for centuries, lost engineering techniques, maps of forgotten civilizations, astronomical records, and journals filled with timeless knowledge. Suddenly, I understood what my grandfather had really protected. I hadn't found the treasure my grandfather had been searching for. I had found the treasure he had spent his life protecting. That night, I opened a blank journal and wrote the first page of my own story. I hadn't found the treasure my grandfather left behind. I had become part of it. His greatest inheritance was never hidden in a chest or buried beneath ancient ruins. It lived in every lesson, every mile traveled, and every person willing to keep exploring long after the map had ended. As I looked across the endless horizon, I realized something my grandfather had understood long before I did. The greatest treasures aren't the ones you lock away, they're the ones that transform you. Gold can be lost, Maps can fade, even legends are forgotten, but the wisdom earned through the journey becomes part of who you are forever. That's the only treasure truly worth searching for. My grandfather never left me a fortune. He left me something far more valuable, a reason to see the world with different eyes. The real treasure was never hidden inside a chest. It was hidden inside every lesson, every challenge, and every step of the journey, because in the end, the greatest discovery you'll ever make is the person you become while searching.